What's up, everyone? I'm Kyle. You're watching Drivin and Vibin. Today, I'm talking about the good, the bad, the ugly, and the future of this AIRSTREAM renovation. So stay tuned. Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Thank you for joining me here today. So it has been a crazy 3 months here. We've been making a ton of progress here in this AIRSTREAM, but we also traveled across the country to California in the fiber stream and just got back. So I wanted to touch base with y'all and let you know where we are at with the AIRSTREAM, the successes we've had, and the failures we've had, and how we're gonna get done and what we want the timeline to be. So first of all, the last 3 months have been crazy. November, this AIRSTREAM had absolutely no interior walls on it, had nothing connected, nothing running, nothing working on the inside. So between November and December, we, with the help of the Mortons, got all the walls up, got all the electrical hooked up, built out the entire structure of the interior. So what we're left with now is all the structures in place, plumbing and electrical working, solar installed. The only major system that's not been hooked up yet is the propane. So that's what happened in November and December. In January, Olivia and I hooked up the fiber stream to the Ranger and we drove out west to have fun with the Xscapers at the annual Xscape Bash. This was a great time, but the thing is, it takes a lot of time and a lot of stress to get across the country. So once we were able to do that, we had some great downtime. We got to meet up with friends. We got to hang out with the Vibe Tribe. The Bash was so much fun. And for the week after the Bash, we got to kind of recuperate out in the California desert where we boondocked. But we finally just made it back to Alabama to wrap up this AIRSTREAM renovation. So with all that said, that's how we spent November, December, and January, and we have got to get back to work here. Let's talk about some of these successes first, though, with the AIRSTREAM. Some things that you might have not seen in great detail yet. First and foremost is this beautiful countertop over here. The butcher block stained and urethane top is looking so good. We have everything in place, the stove, the sink. We even have the Activa LED UV ray water filter installed here as well. So this whole countertop is complete and beautiful. Big success for us. Another success, we wrapped up the back sink countertop, which mimics this stain and urethane treatment. We also made our custom bowl, and we have the rustic little faucet for the back sink as well. A great success with this back bathroom part is that we totally fabricated this shower pan out of fiberglass and foam. It's working, it's hooked up. It doesn't leak for now. Hey, that's great. And we also made exterior piping for the shower and got that all plumbed up and working. One more piece of exciting news is that we're going to be partnering up with Airhead Composting Toilet to get a composting toilet for this back bathroom area. We've never owned an Airhead before, so we are so excited to see the differences between the Nature's Head that is in the fiber stream and the Airhead that we'll be using here in the AIRSTREAM. So hopefully in the next week or two we'll get that and the whole bathroom will be complete, and that will be so exciting. Another big success is that the whole bed area is done, the plumbing underneath it is done. Now we just need to hinge it up and get a mattress for it, which we'll be working on here in the future. So let's talk about some of the not so pretty things. One thing that we're gonna have to get on this month is running the propane lines and getting all of that hooked up. We have the tools for that, but we don't necessarily have the expertise. So we're gonna touch base with some people who know how to run propane lines and see if we can get them to help us, or if we will be able to learn it ourselves and do it ourselves. We obviously want to do it with the most care and safety, so it's not something we're going to go into recklessly. But that's a big thing that needs to get done. In alignment with that, and in order to get that done, we're also going to have to complete the underbelly underneath the rig. This is a big part that has to do with sealing up the bottom of the Airstream with aluminum and insulation above that. And also that project will allow us to finish up the trim where the sides of the Airstream meet the underbelly, and this will allow us to paint the rig. Let's talk about painting real quick, because that's going to be a huge project that is right around the corner. Once we get that underbelly complete, we can start painting. We're teaming up with Eastwood to paint it. We're going to be giving it a beautiful white finish, keeping this aluminum strip in its natural aluminum form. We'll buff it out, make it look a little shiny. Probably not mirror. If we can, though, we'll do it mirror finish. But either way, it'll be a beautiful piece of aluminum with a white paint above and below it. So that is our plan with the paint. Another challenge we have with that is we're going to need to find a good span of days where we can paint, because we don't have an interior building to do the painting in. If you have any recommendations, let us know. It'll be a project that is pretty big and that, again, we'll be learning as we go. And the next big project we're going to be working on is this interior floor. You can see right here what the floor looks like. We went with Home Depot Life Proof. These planks are the wide planks. We like the way the wide planks looked in here. So this is just set down here so we can get the idea of the vibe of it. It's not actually in place yet, but you can kind of see what the floor is going to look like and what we're going with. There is an ugly part in a failure I have to mention. It's a total bummer because I thought the plumbing was all complete. It turns out that one connection, which is super important, it's the main connection from the gray tank to the valve to empty the tank. We just did not have that secured properly. So I'm going for a different route to see if I can secure it differently to make sure it doesn't leak. This is the piece we're using. This is what it's going to look like. And I hope it works. I think we'll have more success with this than our last attempt. But we can't really finish the underbelly until I get this figured out. We don't want to start our journey in this Airstream with any leaking plumbing. So, oh, another failure. Super big failure. I don't want to hear any comments about it because I know there will be some out there. But we learned our lesson. We did not seal up all of the holes that were securing our solar panels, and we got some leaking in here right before we left to go to the bash. I super sealed those up on the roof. I made sure that everything was sealed properly. So, but it wasn't without a certain amount of stress because we had to leave the next day to go out to Arizona. But I was happy to see that even though the initial holes leaked, after that, once I resealed it, there was no leaking while we were gone. So that's good. But I hate putting holes in the roof, and I hate not sealing them right and learning that there's leaks. So remember, always use more Dicor than you'll think you'll need. That's the lesson I learned. So that's pretty much where we're at. If you have any questions about the progress and how we're going to move forward with the Airstream, please ask them here in the comments section. If you have any suggestions, also leave those in the comments section. But this is where we're at. Our hope to be done is by the end of March, we'd like to be getting moved in here. I mean, that's the goal. After we got back from Arizona and saw the state of the Airstream, it felt like, well, heck, we could move in as soon as we want to. And it made us excited to see that, yeah, this is close to the end. But we do need to follow these few steps before we get in here. But overall, we're happy with the direction. We'll keep you updated with each project as we go. Again, thank you for watching. We'll see you next time. Later on.